To add this device, just pull out this tab and it will automatically show up on your phone. And I'm gonna change it to the switch mode. So now I can turn it on and off. That's off. And this is on. Currently I have one installed here, so if I'm watching a movie, I'll just turn everything off and leave one light on, and I can just turn it off from my phone and on. And it really doesn't matter if I were to push it manually. It doesn't really affect it. It still works like normal. And I'm going to install it above the heater switch. I'm going to switch it to off first. And I'm going to paste it higher. Somewhere around there. Let me turn it on again. I want it to be really straight. If it's in the wrong direction, just go back to the same setting and then you can invert it. So for me, it's this way. And now I can on. And I can off it. And if you want it to work with Google Home, you need to get a hub. It looks something like this. And it comes with infrared control, which means you can control your TV, your AC, your fan, and this thing can work as a night light as well. So the instructions say that I have to switch it to auto and then back to on. And go to next. Now I need to connect it to my Wi-Fi. With the IR function, you can add appliances like your AC remote, and they have a thing called Smart Learning, and it's super smart because I've never seen any IR do this. So I just need to press any button on my remote and it will automatically detect all the necessary functions that you need to use this remote. And now I can control the AC from the app. Okay, next I'm going to try the TV remote. Mine is a Panasonic TV. Smart Learning. Press. I can switch it on. And do things like volume up. Go into menu. Exit. Up, down. Right. Okay, perfect. And yeah, it seems to work really well. So with the hub, I can connect the SwitchBot to cloud service, Google Assistant, which I've already done so. So in Google Home app, I can do things like, okay Google, turn on water heater.
Okay, turning the water heater on.
Okay Google, turn off the TV in the bedroom. So here's another device. This is the temperature and hygrometer. So it helps you to track temperature and humidity levels in the app. So you can see like what temperature is it at different time of the day up to a year. But I mean, who is really concerned about those kind of details? But more about what it can do. So in here, this is the scene tab. I've set different automation rule. For example, if the temperature is lower than 25 degrees, turn off the AC. And imagine that happening in the middle of the night, and if it gets hotter when it's almost 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., you want it to turn back on. So I've also set it to turn on again if it's higher than 28 degrees Celsius. And I don't want it to be valid for the whole 24 hours, so I've set it to run only from Monday to Sunday, 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. And besides this, I tend to forget about turning off my AC in the morning, so I've also set it to run this rule to execute every day at 10 a.m. Monday to Sunday, turn off the AC. So for this Xiaomi TV, the button is just right below, and because the TV remote is using Bluetooth, I couldn't control it from my phone widgets via the infrared controller anymore. So this is an alternative, and on the app I changed it to the press mode. So now if I press it here, there are a few things that I don't like about this switch is that it's protruding out, and because I'm really clumsy, I tend to knock over it. But this thing is super strong. If I were to pull it out, the whole panel will come off first. So I didn't paste it properly just now. I should have pasted this thing first before I pasted this. So now I want to take it off and redo it, but it's so crazy tight. See, when I pull it, the pin from here dropped off. Okay, let me try to reuse it. I should have pasted it a little bit higher, maybe like 1 mm. Okay, I hope it doesn't drop off. Oh, it's super tight.
Shout out to Matt for sending over the SwitchBot. So this is basically a squarish device that helps me to press the buttons. So I was wondering the laziest way to home automate. Home automate meaning to turn on my switches, to press like particular buttons for me, without me having to change all my lights to make it smart, because I have a high ceiling, so it's impossible for me to climb up.
Ever had the problem that your switch is too far and you're comfortable in your chair and you can't turn it on?
Okay Google, turn main light on. So out of the box, I got it attached to my switch, added to the app in just a couple of minutes. So it's quite foolproof, and I'm very, very lazy. There's no need for any drilling, it's really just to be stuck there. So I like that it actually works with the Google Assistant and IFTTT. If you are creative, you could do a lot more if you already have a smart home ecosystem. But you're gonna need this, I realize, okay, to put it online and for you to use voice commands with it. So I quite like the simple design of the SwitchBot Hub Mini. It's just the size of the palm, it feels quite light. It has an effective range of I think 30 meters as stated on the box, right, on site. So I guess it would be great for people who have multiple devices that require a lot of remotes. Then they can now get rid of the remotes and just use this. So it's quite good because if you get rid of this, you just use your phone. Now another thing I noticed that was quite interesting is that this tool, the SwitchBot and the SwitchBot Hub, actually works with the Watch OS. So if you are an Apple user and you have a watch and you want to control your cool devices while walking around your house, you can probably do it. The list of IR appliances that has been preset into the app is quite extensive, from your air condition all the way to your projector, streaming media player, speakers, water heaters. So it again took me only a few clicks to add one of the more common air conditions to it that I can control with this. What I like about this is I actually have a very uncommon fan. So this Hub Mini actually has a learning function. So I teach it individual commands. And it wasn't that difficult. All I had to do is just press. But what I noticed is the commands would then be individual commands. So I have a command that is on-off switch. So this app basically becomes a controller, which is great. The SwitchBot and the SwitchBot Hub Mini does exactly as advertised. I like that the installation is so easy. I literally took it out of the box, add the sticker, put it on, and for the hub, I just plugged it in and just had to add it on the app. And I could control my devices, even though they're not smart, via the app or with voice commands. What I wish though was that if there were variants of the SwitchBot, because once you stick it on the plug, it becomes quite obvious. So it could be slightly more aesthetically pleasing if there were some variants for this. It could be also better if the form factor was slightly improved. Like in my situation, it would not be possible to have more than one on the same row. I probably have to stagger it, if I wanted more. But all in all, I probably will get more of this because I think they're quite handy and I don't have to go through the hassle of changing all my light bulbs. Plus, anyways, there's no smart heater. Even if there was, it probably would be expensive. I probably would get one for my heater. So, a possible case I'll use it is when I wake up in the morning and my home assistant performs my morning routine. Turning on the heater could be one of them. So that'll be great. So that's all for the review. Thanks for watching.